And we are live.
Hello.
Hi, guys. How y'all doing
Hey.
today?
Pretty
Trade
good.
applies.
That's true. Half of us are suffering from migraines, but we're gonna fake it till we make it. So we're down a Krogan once again. Rojan is still feeling under the weather, so there is a chance for tomorrow. Maybe no game, but we'll play it by ear. We'll see what's going on. It's mostly his throat, and it's kind of what the DM needs to talk.
Just a little bit.
I'm no doctor, but pretty sure you need that to talk. Yeah. Anyway, so we are back with this crew. We are we're gonna start off with what happened last. You guys were able to land on the planet of Inti, where it had these toxic fumes filling the air and basically consuming the planet. And you were able to find the location of the source, where you went in through this metal factory that definitely was empty except for the creatures within. And you guys made some really good stealthy choices moving through a couple of groups. And then when you came across the actual console that could potentially be controlling all of this, you were met with some more of those strange toxic creatures, as well as a unexpected mutated morphed creature, of which Mel saw that this was probably a Batarian at some point in time before all the crazy happened. And you guys were able to do a great job kind of whittling everything down until a giant, essentially flying worm with teeth with a tiny sphincter. That's what we did. Kind of crashed the party, quite literally. But you guys were able to conquer and prevail. And in the distance, you do hear some of the snarling and huffing of some of the creatures, but they sound a bit off. You know that they're coming, but they're a bit off, giving you guys a little bit of time to do what you need to do before they approach you guys. So, we're going to go ahead. We're just going to start this off with this music. You guys survived the worm. The undead creature is partial goo, just pus and goo. So weird when I say the word pus, but that's what it is. And some dead, somewhat remains because of the worm, of those toxic creatures, kind of literally body parts scattered everywhere. So, what would you guys like to do? Take your time.
I'm gonna use some Metagel because I'm really low on HP.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's not the worst idea ever.
Yep. That's fair.
Actually, I don't have my map up, but Mel would like to. I think she's fine, health-wise. So she's gonna.
Hey, you weren't hit
try
at
to-
all.
Yeah, I'm good.
You and me both.
I would like to try to get to the console and start the hacking process, I guess, while other people are healing. I should leave that
Okay.
to Jamar, but he can
How
always
close are you
swoop in.
standing to the creature?
The
undead
dead
creature.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that thing.
Undead dead creature.
Hold
Or
up.
was it undead?
That's
You don't know.
right.
Yeah.
Because it is all poison. Dude, does it look like poison is oozing out of it still? Like,
You definitely see, you can literally see some sort of chemical releasing from its body. You just, it looks like it's sticks out a few feet.
okay. Oh, do I
Alright.
have anything for that? Is the real question here.
If it helps, the
Super.
console is circular and it's hanging out on one side, so you could go to the other side if you wanted to.
I'm gonna just
Yeah.
like wiggle my way over here,
Okay.
going like around dress cart, like that side of it.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm gonna just kind of start the process of hacking into it. I'm specifically looking for a way to shut the device off. I'll let Jamar try to mine for data.
Yeah.
But
Great.
And I'm basically going to hit 2 Medigels on my way over to deal with the console.
Okay. So as you're like holding yourself together, going, oh, oh, since you got shredded by the teeth.
I've had better days.
Yeah. At least you weren't thrown.
mm-hmm.
This
I
creature
don't
was
know if this-
capable of that. I was building up to it.
Small miracles.
So I don't know if this is hacking or if it could be considered engineering, because I'm looking for like blueprints on it or any way of like how to turn it off or how to shut it off. Like I don't know what you would consider that in this case, since I'm using a
Go
console.
ahead and do an electronics to just see if this thing is like heavily crypted, like how much you'd have to push to go inside, all that good stuff.
Okay. 18.
18. So you know that turning it off is going to require some hacking. It looks like there's a fail safe that so no one can just willy-nilly walk in and do something. You do know that because of that, there is a lot more encrypted information behind the console, so you're going to have to do some hacking.
I'm going to, when I see Jamar walking, like limping over, I'm just gonna say,
All right, it looks like there is a way to shut this thing off from here, but it's going to require some hacking. How about you take the lead, I assist?
Sounds like a plan.
it's really encrypted, so, and I'll just kind of help him, give him the help action, if you
Okay.
allow it.
For this, yes, it is a big enough console. So, Jamar, go ahead and roll with advantage.
On hacking tools?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I'm pointing stuff out and hitting
Uh,
buttons.
that's not
Oh,
horrible.
okay.
That's
You're
a
dealing with firewall while he's doing the hacking.
Yeah. Doing all that. Did not mean to hit my
21.
keyboard right there, but
21? Okay. So you go ahead and you get through part of the encryption. Some information does pour out that you were able to collect. However, it doesn't look like it is shutting off.
Can
And
we?
you do notice it's starting to slowly blink red on the console.
What does the red blinking mean? What's the red blinking mean?
A very good question.
Do we
Does
know?
it look like it's increasing speed?
If you look up, yes, you do see that more is pumping out.
I think we made it worse.
Oh
Um,
God.
Sorry, don't want to interrupt.
It hasn't kicked you out or anything yet, so if you want to try again, you can. But you notice that if you can't hit the mark, you notice that you are starting to slowly increase the process.
Well, let's try that again
Okay.
and see if I can get what I need.
Okay.
While all this is going on, I know you said that there's stuff oozing out of this thing
Mhm.
console, but I do want to try to search. If I, this might sound weird, but I'd like to try to use my, monomolecular blade with basically short sword to try to pick it so I'm not touching it directly.
Okay. So first things first, I'm gonna need you to make a Constitution saving throw,
Okay.
since you are getting close enough to this creature.
Okay, let's see, that's an 18.
18? Okay, so you are fine. Yeah, so you don't get poisoned or anything, and you have advantage
Oh, good.
now. With depending on how long you hang around and study this creature and do whatever you're gonna do, you have now advantage on saving throws when trying to do this. So, So are you just trying to examine the creature, or what are you doing specifically?
Yes, I am trying to do that. I'm also trying to see if maybe there's anything on it that could help us. Because obviously it was at the console before. I could possibly know if it was the one that triggered this whole thing, but just trying to see if it's got maybe a kill switch or something like that, a key card, or I don't know, anything.
Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation.
5 for 21.
21. Okay. So you, just like before, you used to notice this little hints in the face, at least what's left of it, that it looked like it may have once been a Batarian. You notice, it's really hard to see, but underneath the goop and everything, you do notice there is what looks like cloth that looks like it kind of fused itself with its skin. So it's kind of hard to make out if there's any symbols or anything on it. But you do notice that it's strapped to the side of it, kind of like halfway sinking into its body. Again, almost kind of merging with it. Looks like a data pad.
Taking that off carefully.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Oh, strength. 14.
That's enough. You struggle a little bit at first trying to yoink it out, but you manage to get the data pad out. However, spending that time doing that, I will need you to make one more Constitution saving throw. You have advantage with this.
Well, okay, that's 21.
Okay, you are still fine. After you get this data pad, you notice that there's nothing else on this creature that you can see. A lot of it looks like it has decayed and merged with itself into more flesh and goop. You're not entirely sure what it is exactly, but that is what all you can see on this creature for your investigation. So I'm gonna ask you, do you want to continue to like digging through this creature, or do you want to back up away from it?
No, I'm gonna back away, and I'm gonna start trying to go through the data pad.
Okay.
See if there's anything useful in there.
Okay, so you'll go ahead and back up, and you're out of its range. Before we get back to Jamar and Mel, Athelia and Vera, what are you guys doing during all this?
Well, I'm going to start with my Arcane Visor. I'm going to activate that, because it only takes an action, to recover some of my spell slots.
Okay.
So I recover 3 spell slots total, so I'm going to take my level 2 back and 1 level 1.
Okay.
Is there anything that looks like it either used to be or is still any kind of man-made structure in this room, or does it look like the greenery has taken over everything?
It looks like the greenery has kind of taken over most of it. You can still see bits and pieces of what was the metal floorboards and everything, because this was still a factory. It's just the roof was completely torn open. You don't know if it was from maybe one of those creatures that you encounter, the worm creature, or maybe you do see some implements of some corrosion, so probably from the poison itself. Especially since this is the source, you're pretty sure that it's so potent that that's probably likely the reason why it looks so much more like it's the outside in here, just from the poison and the toxins filling this area.
Okay. It's nothing to really go through outside of the console.
No.
So,
I mean, there is a couple rooms when you go back that has the pipes where it's fuming out the toxins, but you get a sense from last time when you talked to Mel that this is probably the most important area. So unless you guys want to go explore that area, this is probably the place you'd want to be, as opposed to the towers.
So I'm more positioning myself, knowing we're probably gonna have to make a hasty exit from the noises we're making.
Okay.
I'm more positioning myself where I can still see the party, but I want to basically get because I'm slower than everyone else. Slower, because I trip a lot. So that I'm ready to go.
Okay. So you're just kind of keeping an eye out and just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So, because of the fumes and everything, obviously it's still hard to see through most of it.
Yeah.
But I'll let you know over time if you happen to see anything. But you are on guard.
Or hear
Vera,
anything.
what were you doing?
Aside from taking pictures and video of everything for the report later, I am continuing to work on Plan C, placing some explosives in this room, making sure that at least one explosive is placed on that kind of like main pipe that we've been following.
Okay.
Hoping that when and if these go off, it will travel through that pipe. I don't know how big this room is, but I have plenty of Omnigel left, so I'll just place as many explosives as seems necessary, targeting any load-bearing areas of the structure that I can determine.
Okay, so it's pretty big in here. You guys haven't like completely explored it, but you do know that when you got closer to the where the worm was, you did start to see a bit of a metal wall. So you're able to see spots that you can kind of spread them out if you wanted to. A lot of it, again, as Athelia knows, it's mostly corroded and greenery, but you can easily find stuff to stick it on.
And I am placing them fairly high up, because if any of those creatures do get into this room at any point, I don't want them tripping the mines. So kind of placing them out of reach.
Are you placing them, so when you are doing kind of your little perimeter check, it's the doors you guys came through, and you can hear the creatures on the other side trying to like kind of claw their way in, the ones that were already there. So if you wanted to put some up there, you could. And then you do notice when you're going around behind the console, there's another set of doors, which you could guess go to the towers. Do you put any in that area as well?
Yeah, any area that I can get to without, being away from the party, I will go there and place explosives kind of at the apex of my arm's reach.
If
Okay.
Vera would allow, unless you have to set them yourself, Etheria would offer help. I can use lift.
I do have to set them myself, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure.
So you get a sense when you're doing that whole perimeter, that this room is roughly about 100 feet across. So it'll take you a little bit to do it, but not too terribly long, because I assume you're being quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to Mel and Jamar. Did you want to try hacking the code again?
Yes, for better or for worse.
Okay. All right, go ahead and give me that hacking with advantage, because I imagine Mel is still helping you.
Yep. Beep boop beep boop. Boop beep.
Not great. 15.
Why am I letting you do this?
That's a very
You're
good question.
supposed to be
Why?
good at this.
I am.
Yeah, he's actually freaking amazing at it usually. So you go ahead and you see, so now you see on the screen, right above the console, that it's flashing red, and it's flashing just a little bit faster. However, you do see there are 3 rings on there, and 2 of them are now flashing red.
That doesn't look good. What do you think these mean? Do you think it's initiated some sort of self-destruct?
If I had to make an educated guess, 3 rings, something goes boom.
Can we figure out if that's what we're looking at? Is that possible? Based on
Yeah,
what we
if you
think?
want to, one of you can do this. Go ahead and do either an electronics or engineering.
I will do this one.
Okay.
Come on. I'll take this.
Because depending on if you want to look at the inner workings or more of the console, I'll give you one or the other.
Alright, I'm gonna study like the blueprints and inner workings to see if there's any kind of evidence of a setup for a self-destruct.
Okay.
$25.
25. Okay, so you are able to pull it up, and you notice that there is a failsafe. However, because of the toxins in the air that actually are flammable, you notice that a self-destruct sequence is not likely, because that would just blow up so many things that it'd just be catastrophic. However, you do realize that after a certain number of attempts, that it will lock itself out of the system and kind of have the console itself go on the fritz, so it continues pumping out the remainder of this toxin, hopefully doing its job.
All right. I don't think we're gonna get this thing off. Luckily, it's not going to explode, but it is gonna lock us out. I think that's what the rings are about. I think we might have maybe one more chance to get in and get some information.
All right.
So at that point, I'd say I found a data pad on that creature. I'm trying to see if there's anything useful on it, and I'm just trying to get into it and see if there's anything that can help us.
Any access codes?
Go ahead and roll me. It is hacked. You can see that it's encrypted. So go ahead and roll me hacking. If you don't have hacking, it would just be electronics.
I do have hacking.
Okay.
Okay. Proficiency. That's going to be a 21.
21.
Where's my
Okay.
number tonight?
Okay, so you do notice that this is Batarian was assigned to setting up this code so he can start off the process. Out of curiosity, how much do you want to spend reading at the moment? Do you want to just quickly skim anything that sticks out?
I'm specifically trying to find the code, like shutdown codes, emergency shutoffs, things along that nature.
Okay, so you notice that there isn't necessarily a code per se. It looks like it was more of just entering it once to start the process, but nothing to stop it. However, you do notice that there is a special sequence to kind of help slow down the process that may be able to help by punching in the certain code. So not like a password code, but actual code into the system if you wanted to hook it up through your Omni tool.
Okay, so oh, I have to hook it up to my Omni tool?
Either anyone's Omni tool, whoever's going to be doing the hacking into the console.
Okay, well, I'll turn around, show Jamar, and tap him on the shoulder. You got this, man. And give him guidance.
Okay.
And point out the sequence to help slow it down. I think this will slow down the process.
Okay.
I will
So-
assist again.
Okay. So once again, Jamar, if you want to go ahead and make that roll, you can do so with advantage and with guidance, which is a D6.
We're beeping. We're booping. We're looking. We're decoding. We're hacking.
And booping.
We're hitting them
And
buttons. Now roll them dice. Do better.
Because silence is making me nervous.
I know. I'm like, is he muted?
24?
24. So you go ahead and you're trying to punch in. You get this code and you kind of access it. You notice it's starting to kind of unlock a bit more. And you go ahead and you just push a little bit more. And at the very last second, you just, for a moment, quickly, your Omni tool just automatically, because the way you have it set up, just quickly grabs all the information before it just... and you notice it fizzles. But you just managed for that split second, were able to grab and copy that code within that second before it fritzed.
So wait, the data pad fritzed or the console fritzed?
The console did. But you managed to grab the data and you start noticing the red blinking lights starting to slow down and just slowly fade. And you notice that little by little, the pipes and everything that this is shooting out all the toxins is just starting to slowly slow down. And you get the sense that probably it will take a while, but it probably will completely shut itself off after a while.
So it's gonna
Alright.
shut itself off.
It is going to shut itself off. However, the console can no longer be accessed. But because you had that code, you were able to just get in there, just grab what you needed before it shut off.
Pat him on the back. Good job. Good. I'll pat myself too. Good us. Yay.
Well,
we
it
leave
can
now.
blow up.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the data pad, put it in my pocket. Think we should go.
And it's that point you guys actually do hear the sounds getting louder and louder. And Vera and Athelia, actually, because you're kind of looking out and about, you do hear more of the snarling at the door that you guys first came in through, with those creatures trying to pound against that door. And you do notice the metal bending as they are probably pounding further and further on this door. You're muted.
So, what's the exit plan then?
Same way we came out, but faster.
No problem.
There's several baddies on the other side of that door.
Just get into the car real fast and go, Mako.
I mean, we have a few doors to go through before we hit the Mako, and we have to run past these things that
We
are
do as
desperately
we
trying to
did.
get in here.
I think
We
we
go really
do as we
fast.
did before. Try to sneak past the ones we snuck past before. And if that doesn't work, we just sprint.
I mean, they'll be on you as soon as you open the door. You're not going to get a chance to throw anything.
Why would they be on us? They didn't know we were here
They're-
before.
They're pounding on the door right now.
They're at the door right now.
Oh, the ones that we passed?
Mhm.
Yes.
So we
Vera,
open the doors, but we hide behind the doors, and I use one of my drones to shoot in the air and make a big scene right in front of them, and then it's gonna zoom forward, and they're gonna be like, ah, ah, and they'll like go towards there, and then we'll just slip through the door after we're hiding behind it, right?
Could try.
could
I
we
think it's a brilliant
blow
plan.
the door and run through as it blows?
I wouldn't recommend setting off any explosives in here at this point.
Yeah, this stuff's flammable, by the way.
Goody.
That's what I'm hoping, yes.
You look a little disturbingly excited.
Well, it's been a long time since I brought a structure down. I am a little bit excited.
I mean, just a Micah and the, spaceport.
Let's hope we're far away from it when you do. How
Yeah.
far can you remotely detonate this thing?
Okay, so that's the thing. I was thinking about this. Usually, these ones that I'm placing can't be remotely detonated. Usually, I would just fire at them through a sniper or the long-ranged weapon. Can't be done in this instance because of this haze. We wouldn't be far enough away. However, lucky for us, I also prepared the blueprints for recon mines, which I can remotely detonate.
Vera,
So-
I hate to be that guy, but
Sorry, I just get really excited about explosives sometimes.
And you guys see
I can
the
remotely
doors
detonate.
bubbling more and more.
Trust you. So, Mel just runs behind a door.
Okay. Okay.
I will go
And
with
she
her.
summons one
Yeah.
of her drones.
Because I can't remember if it ended this way or not. Jamar, is Wheatley still out?
No, Wheatley is backpack mode.
Okay. He's looking
He's-
pretty rough, but he's not fully deteriorated, so he can be repairable.
Or I'm gonna wait till I hear the doors bursting, and then I'm gonna summon my drone because it only lasts a minute.
Okay.
And
What is
and
everyone
when,
else
right when I
doing?
summon her, I'm gonna summon Artemis,
Checking.
and she's just gonna shoot wildly up in the air and like
Okay.
and like spin around like like pew, 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 pew,
Drunk
pew, pew,
robot
pew.
on the loose with a
Yeah.
gun. All
But
right.
in the air so it doesn't hit us.
Right, of course.
And then just start
Just
going like
cowboying
the
it.
opposite direction of us.
Okay.
I'm just
And
gonna
I'm
hope
taking-
it draws attention.
Okay.
Any better ideas?
I'm going to take a stimulant medi-gel.
Okay.
Max on that. I will take that gladly.
Okay.
Which, if I remember right, Mel, the stimulant,
It's
oh, I thought it was,
It gives you
Oh, well,
advantage
either
on the
way,
next
I'm
saving
taking
throw
it.
or attack.
yeah, by the way, I'm taking it. So, I have that for the next minute.
Okay. All right. What does everyone else want to do as this door starts to bubble more and more?
I'm going with Mel's plan.
Yep.
Okay.
We only
Yep.
need hopefully half a second for these things to run past us for us to go. And assuming we do make a break for it, I will be tossing some more of those cane mines as we go.
Okay. All right. So you guys know that you could potentially open up these doors, but with it being bubbled, probably not. So, are you guys hiding on the sides, or are you all huddled on one side where Mel is hiding, since she took
If there's-
first position?
There's not gonna be a door that's gonna swing open. I think opposite sides to try to. Well, then there's more opportunity to distract them too.
Yeah, I think opposite
Opposite.
sides and then just kind of like press ourselves up against the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you wait, and sure enough, after probably 40 more seconds, you can see them over that time just slowly bubbling more and more until it just pushes open and it just falls from the top down. As you see several of these creatures coming in and rushing in. At that moment, Mel releases Artemis to go cowboying all over the place. So I actually need a performance from Artemis.
okay.
Jeez.
This is
I don't know if Artemis
interesting.
has stats, but if that's the case, use your stats.
We'll look. She does have some stats. She does have a charisma score, and it's -2. So I'm gonna assume that's her modifier for performance. All right. Oh, she rolled an 18 on the die, so 16.
Okay. Hold on. Gonna do my
Doing
right
good,
hand
girl.
paragon.
Doing good.
Okay, so it looks like a good chunk of them, as they're barreling through this, looks like it catches some of their attention, and they start chasing after Artemis, while the others seem to be kind of sniffing the air and lingering around. Everyone else makes stealth checks for me, please.
Oh, goody.
And are you guys at this point going to try to squeeze by them and run?
I
Not
mean, depends on how
sure
close they
I
are to
see
the
any
door.
other choice.
They're walking through the door, so they're actually walking past you, but a couple of them are kind of slowly walking past while the rest are distracted and chasing after Artemis. So they're past you at this point, but you're still within their sight.
Is it actually one or two that are the immediate threat, or is it more than two?
There's 2. So there were 7 total. Now that you see them barreling in, there were 7 total, and 2 of them are kind of being cautious and trying to sniff around, while the other 5 are chasing after Artemis. As you just see Artemis just slowly disappear into the gas with the, but you can still hear the pew pewing. Okay, so Vera, what was your stealth score?
Well, I got a nat 1 for a total of 5.
Oh, we're off to a good start.
Ophelia.
A 7. We don't pick my modifier.
Mel.
9.
Sorry, an 8.
Jamar.
Ooh.
It's not getting any better as we go.
Can I just stab these bitches?
9.
Joscar's like, Wait, what did he get? 9?
9.
Yeah,
hey,
we're good.
engineers,
Not
together.
above 10. Nice.
We're
Oh
so
my
stealthy.
I mean, you haven't asked Mr. Stealthy.
God. You get Mr. Stealthy.
I rolled low. 21.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter what he rolled, even if he nat 20.
It doesn't.
That
It
would
really
only,
doesn't. It's
Can-
That would
Can
only
I-
take
can I-
care of 2 of
Can I
us.
just straight up ghost these things, please?
I mean,
I will allow you to do one of them right now if you wanted to go up and do a surprise attack. Otherwise, you do notice they're both sniffing the air a little bit, and you notice that they're catching a scent, and they're starting to slowly turn behind them. So if you wanted to ghost one of them right now, you can do one, but not both. Unless someone else knows it, because they're all within your visual range right now of these two slowly starting to turn around back towards you guys.
we can see that. I think we just go.
You can see this, yeah.
So,
Stage
noticing
whisker.
that, I'm going to elbow Vera and toss her the little dagger that I made.
Here's the thing,
Um,
though. As you look over and you see Vera, as well as the rest of your crew, being loud as fuck on this metal door, just clunking on this metal door, you notice Vera is too distracted looking up at her mines that she completely trips over the door and just eats it.
Okay. So
and
that's
she
not-
is, for a moment, because of that nat 1, because for a moment you are stunned for 1 round. You're just like, because you're
That's
just
fair. Yeah.
Oh,
So are we rolling initiative now, or you're letting him go?
Not
No.
yet.
Or
Depending on what happens next.
I'm getting a sneak attack.
Depending on what happens next, potentially. But let's see what happens. So, again, Athelia, you said you could see them looking back. Did you want to do anything real quick?
I feel like the whole reason Mel and Athena noise were on opposite sides of the door, like, should we go? Do we go now?
Go.
What was the plan? We didn't discuss this.
And Tamar's like, what?
Still,
What was it?
signal.
Completely
We forgot
forgetting
to
you have
use the
all these
hand
tools that
sign.
you can talk to and be whispering, but you guys are like, what?
No. I feel like that's what's happening right now because we rolled low. Otherwise, I'd be moving, trying to get distance, but.
So, first things first, Dreskar, go ahead and do your attack. It's with advantage because it is a surprise. But you already do that.
Yes. Does that mean I can carry my advantage from my stimulant metagel over to the next attack?
Allow it.
Sweet. Okay, so that is a 28 to hit.
Okay, 28 does hit.
That work.
I was gonna say if it wasn't a sneak attack, I'd say no, but I was like, you know what? You prepped for this. And you didn't roll like shit, so
I feel personally attacked.
you all should feel attacked.
I don't feel attacked. I feel stunned.
That's fair. Or stunning. No, you're stunned.
Maybe if I didn't have my face planted into a door on the floor.
Yeah, and you do notice. Actually, no, I'll tell you after. Never mind. What are you doing?
27 points of damage, and I'll look at the rest of the party and not yell, but very aggravatedly whisper, "Run now!"
Okay.
And if you'll allow bonus action.
For this, no, because it was just a quick
Okay.
surprise attack, which is just 1 hit. So did anyone else would say at this point either Jamar or Athelia I would allow to do something to the other creature if they wanted to real quick. Or you guys can turn and run. Completely
Unless
up to you
Jamar
guys.
has something better, I would throw would probably be my best option.
Okay.
The
Go ahead
cantrip
and
is
roll.
quick. Unless Jamar wants it,
Nope. Go ahead.
Okay.
Do the thing.
throw. Which is an attack.
Jamar's still recovering. Okay.
I don't know if I want to continue using Fox's die. That one just screwed me over. Oh, that one's
Okay.
better. That's a 26 to hit.
Damn, 26 will hit, yes.
Alright,
Nice.
I have an advancement. It takes a d12 of force damage, and that's 7. So 7
Okay.
force damage. And it's pushed 30 feet away, backwards.
Okay, so as Dresscar is on one side and just...
Oh, wait. We're above 5th level, sorry.
Yes.
An additional 4 points of force damage. So total of
4.
11.
Okay. So you go ahead, you see Dresscar go ahead and stab one of the other ones from behind, kind of gripping it so it couldn't get out at first. Turns around and just aggressively whispers, "Run." At the same time, you notice like, oh shit, the other one's gonna see us, and you go ahead and you cast Throw. And as you see it with your biotic energy starting to pulse and kind of push against this creature, you see it completely fly back, and you completely lose it in the toxic gas. But you hear it skittering as it's just like almost like a skipping rock across deep into that area. It's at that point the other creature is kind of staggering a little bit, basically surprised by the surprise attack. So unless you guys want to do anything else, you do have an opportunity to run if you guys wanted to.
Down with running if everyone else is.
Okay. So
Yep.
So you guys notice that Vera is still face down on the ground and she's not moving.
If I had any strength, I would try and help.
Yeah, I guess Mel will try to help lift Vera. She notices her condition and is just like, would I know if she's like what happened to her? Because I imagine I would be a little concerned. Can I do a medicine check on her?
I mean, you can do a medicine check, yeah.
Just so I know.
Y'all hear a
oh,
loud
she's gonna
metal
find
clang.
it.
But I mean, you all were stepping on the door. You guys were being so obnoxiously loud, so who's to say?
24 for medicine.
24. You notice that she's fine. You just notice that maybe the wind kind of got knocked out of her because she fell. However, when you try to pull her up, you notice that she starts moving again, and she's just like, "Oh, what the hell just happened?" And as you lift her up, she's able to get up to her feet, but you notice that there is a very large crack going down the front of her mask.
Oh shit.
Okay. Can I, with my engineering, my knowledge of engineering and my knowledge of armor smithing and the tools that I have on me, would I have something that could use like Omnigel or something to kind of like do a patch where it might like obscure things, but it would like hopefully not obscure her vision too much, but would stop the leak temporarily at least?
Duct tape.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So I have face duct tape.
Unfortunately, with the time that you don't have right now, unfortunately, no. You notice that there's no leak yet, but this large crack could expand if you don't get to safety quick. So there's no leak yet, but you notice that it's expanding.
Okay, I'm gonna take Vera by the helmet and watch her when she starts like coming to. Like, once I see like recognition in her eyes, I'm gonna go, "You okay?
I think so.
All right, your helmet's fucked. Don't get hit in the head. Let's go."
Okay, yeah, let's not tell Brockus about this.
Thank you so much for that raid. Welcome, raiders. Okay, so unless you guys want to do anything else, I'm assuming you are just hauling ass all the way back to the I don't know why I was gonna call it a rover. Not sure why I was gonna call it a rover. A Mako.
Yes.
Yes, though
Listen.
I will be at the back of the group because I will have to periodically not use dash as an action so I can drop one of those mines.
Okay.
I think I still have a sword in the creature.
Yes, you could pull it out if you like to run, unless you want to keep stabbing. But you do notice that your crew's kind of running, taking your advice.
I wanted them to run. Does it, just real quick, does this thing seem like it has more than one hit left in it? Okay, yeah.
You did a good amount of damage, but it's still looking pretty hardy.
No, it's totally fair. I will activate tactical cloak and start running.
Okay. And you can easily run because of your stealth before. You can just jump over the metal, not even making a sound, and just start hauling ass. And they didn't get too far by the time you're able to easily catch up. And then Vera, you're setting off the mines kind of one by one?
Yeah, so I'm dropping them as we go.
Okay.
I've got 7 Omni Gel left, so I'm gonna drop 6 of the cane trip mines on the way out,
Okay.
and then right before we exit the building, I'll use that last Omni Gel to drop a recon mine next to the very first cane trip mine that I drop.
Okay.
Because that's gonna be our trigger.
Perfect. Okay. So as you guys are starting to slowly run out, you notice that just like before, thankfully, nothing seems to have come in from the outside just yet. You do hear them getting louder and louder. You can hear that probably some of them are scraping and scratching and banging against the side of this building trying to get in. Thankfully, it sounds like it's behind you, like they're trying to get into the area where they heard all the noise. And as you guys try to open up the door, you notice that the herd of these creatures from before, it looks like there's only a couple of them out there. It looks like the majority of them, from what you can tell, ran around the side. So you guys could easily hop into the Mako if you guys want to be quick enough about it before they reach you. And you guys had it right next to the side, so you guys easily were able to kind of pop open and hop in. Who is driving?
Whoever gets in it first.
Who is leading the charge?
You know
the
what?
question.
Fuck it, we're gonna do a critical roll thing. Rollies, who wants to hop in it first? Vera, you don't get to roll it because you said you're at the back, so.
Yeah, I'm at the back dropping the mines.
Rollies. Not me, because I got a 2.
Oh no.
I could point out that I have a longer movement speed than everybody, and I can dash as a bonus action, so I can triple move.
Yeah, it'd be him.
Oh shit, yeah, okay. Fine, ruin
Yeah.
the rollies moment.
That is if
Okay.
you would use it to get that far away from the group.
No, I just want to know whatever it rolled anyway.
Okay, let's roll.
Come on.
We're
You
rolling.
can't call rollies and then not actually do it.
18.
Oh shit.
Well, I got a
See,
6.
Jamar knows better than to actually drive anything.
Why do I drive myself? It's dress car anyway.
No dress car
Do you
anyway.
know how to do your well? Actually.
And because the amount of time it took for you guys to run, as soon as you guys opened up that front door, just out of nowhere, you see Dresscar just kind of come back into view and flash in front of you guys as he goes forward and jumps in as his tactical cloak drops. Vera, go ahead and do what you wanted to do before hopping into the Mako, because I know you had that whole setup planned.
Yeah, so the way that these mines have been set up as we are going through this building, hopefully, is that they will set off a chain reaction with each other as they blow.
Okay.
I have dropped some on those spherical tank things in those two rooms, as well as placed them along that main pipe that hopefully also has flammable stuff within it.
Okay.
The hope is that it is going to travel through that pipe and also catch the areas of the factory that we did not visit, but
Okay.
we'll just wait and see what happens. I have dropped a recon mine at the entrance. I will hop in the Mako and, using my knowledge, expertise, if you will, of explosives, I will wait until I feel like we are at a mostly safe distance. Then I will
Okay.
trigger that recon mine, which will begin the chain reaction.
Okay, and what is the range for triggering the recon mines?
The recon mines I can trigger at any distance.
What? You could be
I
flying on the ship, flying off, and just be like, boom, bitches.
Yep, I can plant
Okay.
the recon mine, and it's basically connected to my Omni tool, and as long as there's nothing interfering with that communication, I can detonate it.
Okay. So you go ahead and you, I'm assuming dress card because you're the first one there, starts peeling out essentially and turning in the opposite direction you guys came from and starts shooting away. And because you have that knowledge, I will actually leave it up to you to want to do it as far enough distance as possible, because you do know that with this toxin, this unknown toxin, you don't know how extremely flammable it is, but you do know you want to be at least a few hundred yards before you even attempt to set it off.
I'll try and time it so that, because we gotta look cool when we're doing this. So we're like right on the edge of the explosion when it goes off. We drive right out of it without harming ourselves, but for a split second, everyone's like, oh man, are we gonna be caught in it? Oh no, we're safe.
Hold on. Someone send out a drone so they can get a video of us doing this.
And all of us just look toward. No looking back. Don't ever look back.
So you guys just mount a camera on the back so you can just look on your Omni tool going like, we're not looking back.
That sounds like an accurate thing to do.
Mel looks back.
Well, now it's not as cool. Okay, so you
Ruined it, Mel.
so you do set it off after you reach that distance then, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So you do notice, and everyone can hear it, this huge explosion going off, and it almost looks like the best way to describe it is almost like one of those nuclear bombs that kind of mushroom clouds, because you see it just kind of pop, 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 and then it just seems to fuse and rise into one huge fireball of a cloud. And then you start to notice this ring of what looks like fire just expanding, and it's hitting more and more of the toxic clouds in the air, and it seems to be roaring straight at you guys.
Oh shit.
Brockus, we need to pick up right now. Right now.
I'm on it. Hang on. And because the Mako has a tracking device and able to communicate with each other, you see after a few seconds, you see this massive ship, your guys' ship, just come swing on by and starts to hover. He doesn't completely land, but he hovers a few feet in front of the air, and you guys know to hit the jump, because this Mako's got some pretty high ass jump. As you guys go ahead and you rocket into there. Dreadskar, since you're driving, go ahead and make a vehicle handling for me real quick.
I'm sorry, did you just make this a Star Fox before Macbeth?
I haven't played
up?
Star Fox, so sure.
Fox knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, hang on before you. I want to see if I have this spell prepared today. Alright, I'm gonna give you guidance.
Okay.
6. Ooh, that was a good one. Let's see
Worth
here.
it.
26.
26. Okay. So as the explosion gets gets closer and closer to you guys, you notice that there is like a gust of wind kind of shoving the Mako along with this explosion, but you're able to hit jump and angle the Mako just right to just launch into the cargo bay that is held open for you guys. And because Brockus can clearly see what's going on, you hear through the comm saying like, "Oh shit! Hang on to something. Hang on!" As the ship's doors slowly quickly closes, and you guys see him just shift the ship around and just burst the engines at full maximum power and just shoots off just as the explosion touches the ship, and it actually helps a little bit with the push and launches out into space. And you guys are jolted a little bit in the Mako from all the crazy that just happened, but for you, what you guys can tell, you are safe. And that is where we're going to take our first break. Good job, guys. The whole time I'm like, they're not going to contact Brockus, are they? Oh, they're not gonna contact Brock today.
Oh, I'm glad somebody thought of it.
I am too.
Like,
I was just like, he doesn't know when to
no.
pick you guys up. It's gonna be bad. Okay, perfect. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and grab some drinks, go to the bathroom, whatever we need to do. Everyone's alive for the most part,
For now.
at least mostly in one piece. So we will be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. And we are back.
Are we?
Well, most of us. I may have done the selfish thing and made myself a drink and not Shadow Fox, so now he's making his. So. But the hot water boils faster when there's less water.
I mean, this is true.
Okay. Jeez. Oh, he's here. Hi. Did you let it boil or did you put cold water in there? Guess we'll find out. Not my problem. It's not my drink. Okay, so you guys were able to survive the almost said the attack, the explosion. Give me a moment as I go ahead and set the. I wish there was like an easy button where you could just hit stuff instead of like going back and making sure you click the appropriate stuff. So yeah, there we go. Okay, we're good. That nice
All the
engine
beeps and
ambiance.
boops.
Nice engine
Beeps and boops.
ambiance. Mel's favorite.
Yes.
Which by the way, totally thought about you the other day because out of nowhere we were just like, Firefly. I was like, there's Mel.
Yeah.
There's the inspiration for Mel.
For inspiration. Kaylee.
So,
Mel, actually, speaking of her, is gonna just immediately jump out of the Mako and run for the engine room to make sure everything's okay with her baby.
okay.
After being
go
run a little
ahead-
hard.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an engineering. See what kind of damage you can find.
Not 20.
Jesus
For
Christ, woman. Nice.
A total of 32.
This is why Jamar hacks and you engineer. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh wait, it might not be that high. Hold on. I have to remember if I got
I mean, you
this
have the
on
plus.
my
I think you have the
engineering.
+5 too for your engineering stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's a little less. Okay. So it's not 32, it's
Sorry, it's 30.
29.
That's still really freaking high.
Oh no, wait.
Um,
Sorry, I can't math 29. Because it would be...
it's even higher.
Yeah, it's a 27. Sorry, it's just a 27.
Okay.
My apologies, because I was thinking I had this other thing on it, but that's just electronics, so...
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're able
Final
to do
answer.
quick diagnostics. I mean, the nat 20 helped, so you know that.
Yeah.
You could be a 21 and still work. But that's even better. So you are logging into. You hook up the Omni tool into the system, and you run a diagnostics. Do some calibrations, and you're able to discover that there is some damage. Not a lot, thankfully, but it looks like the hall itself did take some damage from that explosion. And everyone can see this if they look outside of the window, that the planet didn't explode. You do visibly see that ring, but after a while it just kind of disperses. So it just kind of, you don't visibly see a crater or anything like that, nothing super crazy, but it looks like that after a while it may have just fizzled out just from the lack of firepower as it spread out, basically spread itself thin, as it were. So the planet's still intact. But everyone can hear the very audible frustration from Mel when she sees that there is some damage to the ship. Thankfully, the engines are fine as far as, like, it can get you to the Citadel. It's not going to explode, but you're gonna need to spend some time repairing some stuff. Otherwise, over time, it could just progressively get worse.
Yep. I just send a message to Brockus letting him know we're gonna have to fix that baby when we get back to port.
Oh, shit. Well, how's the Mako? How's everyone else?
We're fine. Thank you for the quick rescue.
Sure.
Mako might be slightly singed.
Alright, well, sounds like we have some repairs.
Engine's
guys
fine. We'll
find
get
shit?
there. Just the hull. So
Oh,
kind of need to
okay.
be parked for that. I don't feel like putting my space boots on unless it's absolutely necessary.
Do I need to go shoot someone for hurting my baby?
And not unless you want to shoot the planet.
Willing to do that.
And maybe us.
Mostly
willing to do
Vera.
that.
Don't
Vera, what did you
encourage him.
do?
I helped.
Did you guys at least get the shit that you're supposed to do?
Good question. I'll let you know when I get to a terminal.
Wheatley is
Fine.
freaking out right now. All those beeps and boops. He wants to help so badly.
He's complaining about the atmosphere hurting him.
Yep, that's
It's
exactly
like,
what that was.
Ow, ow, daddy, why? It's just
There he
I
goes
hit
again.
droid. That's why I hit droid beeps. That's why. That explains a lot. Okay.
He's
Sure,
freaking
why
out.
The next Wheatley
freaking out, man.
iteration isn't gonna have a voice box.
So half the time, like, so it's all random sounds, and when it cycles through, it's new sounds every time. So like that one time when you guys are like, there is an alarm beeping and going off. Should we be concerned? I'm like, I didn't know it did that. No, it's running a diagnostic scan. It's fine. So I don't know what it's to expect. So apparently there's droid bleeps and whistles, as it's called. So yeah, that's just Mel constantly having her droids run diagnostics and calibrations on the ship. Yeah, that's what I'm sticking to.
That's fine. That being said, I'm gonna find a terminal though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jamar.
Preferably an isolated terminal not connected to the rest of the ship. Because I don't want things to happen.
Why do I feel like you probably have 5 of those specifically set up in your lab just for such purposes?
Because that's the same thing to do.
What are you trying to do specifically, Jamar?
Figure out what we just retrieved.
Okay. If that's the case, you definitely would have one in your own. I mean, technically everyone has one, but you have a more sophisticated one in yours because that's what you do. You are all about this. So yours is much more sophisticated compared to everyone else. So you would be able to find one easily in your quarters.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with him because I've got the data pad, and I want to go over that with him too.
Okay. So Jamar, as you're trying to make a beeline to your room, you notice Dreskar is hot on your tail.
Am I shocked? No.
I'm just saying, if you wanted to be alone, there's someone following you.
Nope,
Okay.
we're good.
Yeah, I'll get up alongside him and pull out the data pad and say, I think this deserves some scrutinization as well.
Okay.
I should deal with that.
I'll help you.
Unfortunately for these, it would just be one of you rolling. You can give him guidance if you want, but only one of you would be rolling a hacking for this.
Well, Jamar, feel free to tell me if you disagree, but I feel like giving you guidance so that you can go through the stuff on the terminal probably be best, since I already got into the data pad.
Yeah, the data pad is actually already decrypted, thanks to you already doing that. There is some encryption still on what you got from the console, but you guys managed to unlock a good chunk of it. So it would be electronics on one and hacking on the other. Whichever one you want to do first.
Yeah.
So I'll
Let's-
give you guidance. You agree?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
do the one that requires hacking first.
Okay, so what you got from the console. So you go ahead and I love this because the way I imagine it is like from Iron Man. So you go ahead and you have your station set up and you hook up your Omni tool and it just flashes all the information and spreads out almost like spreadsheets, just lines up across your board on this virtual board. And you notice that you see all these files, almost like a virtual computer, just starting to just pour out of all these individually as you try to hack them. So go ahead and roll me a hacking, and then his guidance is a D6.
22? 22.
22? Okay. Jamar's having an off day, man. with his hacking.
Man, it's not above 30. Shit.
Yeah, I know.
My
Melissa,
hacking
Melissa.
actually is not as high as my electronics.
Gotcha. Okay. So you go ahead and you are actually able to unlock, like I said, because of that code which helped you. Thank God, because if you didn't have that thing, bad things were about to happen. You are able to unhack everything, and as you are able to successfully unhack, you notice that all this information starts pouring out of these files. And what you do get, give me a second, I put a lot of notes down. So you do notice that this is a bunch of files of theory, scientific theories, environmental theories, different kinds of information that has to do with both toxins and plant life. And you notice that there is a good chunk of them that are noted by Velio, and which is a name, if you guys recall, was the one of the missing scientists who was a toxicologist. And then you notice that there is a handful of notes about where the theory is altered or improved upon from what the notes were given from Velio. And you notice that there is only a small marking, a small note on each one to show who did what, kind of as a copyright marker. And you see the initials TA. And you can tell that just having them side by side, you can tell that even though you don't understand toxicology or anything like that, this is kind of all like weird gibberish to you because you're like, scientist nerds. You do notice that what little you do know is that Velio seems highly intelligent, but these notes that look like they kind of marked over and improved upon is just exponential. It's just like the mind on this person, whoever it is, just seems to Velio seems to shadow this person as far as intelligence goes. And again, you don't know much. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and roll me a science real quick. I shouldn't assume what you know.
I don't assume what I know.
That's fair.
19?
19? Okay. So, again, you don't know a lot of it, but you can tell that this was definitely trying to... Velio's notes were more of natural causes and experiments and how they can alter toxins to help cure, like, diseases or other known poisons and toxins in bodies. There's even a chapter about how it's affecting humans, since humans aren't really well known in the universe until recently, so how it's affecting them and what they can do to improve upon it. And then you look over at TA's notes, and you can see that with the manipulation and the alteration added onto the notes was to more weaponize it. But it seems decoded. You know you hacked it successfully. You know it's all, like, decrypted. But it doesn't make sense to you. It seems like it's probably potentially a cipher of some sort.
Well, it's open, which means I can come back to this later now. I'm not going to sit down and try to figure out a cipher at this exact moment. That was a long-term project, not a what the hell did we acquire project.
Just
Alright.
out of curiosity, since I'm there with him, I imagine I'd have some, probably limited, experience with ciphers. Would I be able to help identify what kind of cipher this might be just by looking at this with him?
Make an intelligence check.
Just straight intelligence, nothing else?
No, just intelligence. 15?
Yeah.
So you do see that it's very sophisticated. But this is you're used to ciphers that are amongst like spies and thieves, even pirates, those kind of ciphers. But this seems far more sophisticated than what you have ever witnessed. So you imagine that this would, if you ever did want to try to decipher this, it would be quite the task.
Well, I can hopefully help by eliminating some of the more common ciphers that it's obviously not.
This whole thing sounds like a Drescar problem.
I mean, yeah.
Ciphers, that's a you problem.
Mar, would it, do you think it's safe to download this information onto my Omni tool? Should I?
We can
like,
make a copy onto your
related
Omni. Oh, yes.
subsystem? So we'll do
I mean, if you want to feel better about it, you can work on a terminal here that's not connected to anything else.
I think I might do that. In the meantime, while he was going through all that, I wanted to read the datapad for possible information on who, what, where, and why all this.
Okay. Go ahead, and because it's already deciphered, just go ahead and roll in electronics.
Okay. Right. Okay. Dirty 20.
Okay. So you know that it is from this datapad was owned by someone named Obram. And Obram. And you know what? Just for fun, go ahead and make a science roll.
Science roll?
Yeah.
So that I don't have proficiency in that, I guess. So it's just straight up intelligence, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not great. That is a 7.
Okay. Sounds alien to you. You don't know.
All right.
But you're like, okay, this looks like Obram was the owner of this. It looks like that there was a email because you already deciphered it. It's not encrypted anymore. Saying that TA contacted them, saying to basically go to this planet, gave them a USB file to go to this console and set this up and start this in motion with a small canister of this toxin and set it off. It looks like that there is also a small diary within this saying that, kind of to keep a record in case he was ever found, that he did exactly what he was asked, and you can tell that he was a pirate. It looks like they just kind of a pirate in the area, maybe. And when he set it off, it looks like that there was probably a fail-safe so that there would be no witnesses of this situation. And the console basically sprayed a very heavy dose of this toxin into his system, causing him to start mutating. So before his mind started to no longer become his own, he quickly recorded this data saying that he was witnessing a very painful mutation, and that he again wanted to say in depth like what he did and what happened, because he felt like this was bullshit, essentially, getting paid for this job and then dying for it. And then it said that the Neorax are coming to probably eat the rest of his remains. And that's about all you got.
So did he implicate anybody directly in those last writings?
Just TA.
Just TA, and that's all we got is the initials? Okay.
You get the sense that whoever contacted him didn't want their full name to be known. And then as you tried to see if there's any kind of tracer on this email, it looks like that there is nothing. This cannot be traced at all other than to this datapad.
I'm gonna share all that information with Mar and eventually everybody else as well.
Okay.
But I'm also going to encrypt a message to my handler to ask about an Ogrim known associates with the initials aliases PA and known associates of. Wait, this dead person was Ogrim, right?
I mean, you don't know. You could probably assume, but you're not 100% sure.
Okay. Yeah, and then the scientist's name as well. Just
Okay.
see if I can't get a solid hit back.
Okay, you actually get a response back within a minute, actually.
That's unusual.
Saying that they would have to look into information as far as who TA is, because that could be anyone or anything, depending on what it is. But Ogrim seems to pop up a lot, so they were able to find this information so fast. Basically, it's a pirate from that system, the Maroon Sea system, that was just part of a local pirate game that was nearby. And was in fact Batarian, so you can now assume that that's probably who that mutated creature was.
Okay. So I'll share that information with Jamar and eventually everyone else as well.
Okay.
Like, I assume there's going to be some sort of thing at some point, so.
I mean, you guys do have like a conference room, so you guys could. You guys just spend most of your time in the kitchen doing it, but you do have a conference room.
I mean, debriefings are always better with mac and cheese and hot dog.
I mean, you do have a lot more fun conversations and in-depth conversations around like a Denny's table, so, you know, that's fair. Among other tables, that was just the first one that popped up because of college years. Anyway. Okay. What is everyone else doing while Jamar and Dreskar are doing all of this?
You wanna go first, Fox?
Yeah, sure. I'll go first. Mine's gonna be short and sweet. So as soon as we get back on the ship and hop out of the Mako, and everyone begins to go off and do their things, Vera will ask the boys to forward her any information that they learn from the terminal and the data pad, so she can include it in the report. And then she is going to go straight to her room.
Okay.
And close and lock the door behind her.
Okay.
Sit on the edge of her bed, take off this helmet, and turn it around so she can look at the crack on it. And she is just going to spend some time sitting there, looking at it, fending off a panic attack.
Can you go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
I'm just not gonna roll anything anymore this game. That's another nat 1 for a total of 8.
Oh no, okay. So, as you're looking at this and you're trying to kind of breathe normally again, your two Varen just jump up behind you and tackle you, happy to see that their mom is back. But they hit you so hard, still thinking that they're still technically puppies. They're juvenile puppies. So they, have the small puppy mindset where they're like, I'm actually a lap dog. Completely rams into you and pushes you over, which forces you to fling your helmet. And you see the rest of it crack, and you hear a shatter as a piece of it flies off across the room. And they're just licking you and just happy to see mommy as they are laying on top of you on the bed. They're quite heavy.
Actually, gonna say that Mel was gonna be going to Vera's room to get the armor to mend it. So would this be a good time for the knock on the door to happen, or?
Something fun to happen with the dog surprising her. I just didn't expect the nat 1, and I was like, oh no.
So yeah,
Mel,
you're tackled.
Mel could come by probably while the dogs are on top of her, happy to see her.
Unless you had something else you wanted to do, then we could say Mel comes later. I just thought.
No, she was just gonna sit there for a while, but now her attention is on the Varen. And she probably won't respond to them in kind immediately. She'll have to like take a second to collect her thoughts and understand what just happened. But
Just
then
kind of
she'll,
lay there like, ugh.
yeah, she'll start giving them pets and kisses and treating them like puppies deserve to be treated.
Damn
Animals are
right.
great at helping us through those moments.
They really are.
Damn right they are. Thank God you have like a support Varens and support Robo Puppy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when she does hear the knock at the door, she'll attempt to push the Varen off, but they're big and they're heavy, so she'll just like pull her arm around and hit the open button on her Omni tool.
And they're not even full grown yet.
Oh, Vera,
I sorry, a little help, please.
yeah. Oh, I don't know what to do with alive dogs, and you see her Robo Puppy comes doot 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 inside after her.
Just get their attention and stand your ground.
Oh, all right. You dogs. Hello. Get down. And her Robo Dog sits. Not you.
You know
It-
what?
Move.
Go ahead and make a persuasion.
Stop. Yeah, I rolled a 4. I don't think she's got a good charisma or anything.
No, they
Sorry, not gonna do
notice
it.
your existence. They see
Oh.
you. You see their heads turn, and they go straight back to loving on mommy.
In the brief moment that their
Okay.
heads turn, I'm gonna use that to try and at least slip out from under them so I can sit up.
I'm
It's a
sorry, I'm
task,
not
but you're
very
able to
good
do
with
it.
organics.
You helped. It was wonderful. Hi. What?
Give me
Is
your
it-
armor. Remember that crack? I'm gonna mend it for you.
Um.
You also had some scratches and stuff. I remember you taking
Yeah.
earlier.
The helmet is on the floor over there.
And you see a decent chunk of it just out of it, while there's more cracks, kind of spider webbing down the front.
I go over to it and pick it up. So where's the other piece?
I don't know.
It doesn't
you know,
matter.
The helmet's fine. I'll just buy another one on the Citadel. But the armor, if you could
Nonsense.
patch that up.
Nonsense. All I have to do is get a bit of the glass piece and put it back. And
Well, I was
Toss it
gonna
up.
buy a new helmet anyway. I'm still looking for the other piece to this set that I have.
I was just about to ask, was this the fucking Terminus helmet? 'Cause
It
that
was
would be
not.
so
That's the one
bad.
piece I don't have yet.
I was gonna feel so bad for
Right.
you. Okay.
um,
Ooh, that's good armor. Okay.
yeah, that would be bad. Yeah. Well, if you change your mind, let me know. I guess. Otherwise, it's an interesting memento of
Yeah,
fairy
a
times.
bit of a keepsake.
Yeah, that was a lot.
It was very much a lot. Not just the explosion, although that was significantly more than I thought it was going to be.
Cool, actually.
Yeah, that could have gone very badly very quickly.
Yeah. We probably should have thought that through a little bit more, but everything was happening so fast.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was good, quick thinking from everybody, because we all survived, so that's really what matters.
That's a tick in the plus column, right? Survival.
Any mission that you can walk away from is a good one, right?
Yeah. I really don't like these nature planets. Can we stick to the more urban centers in the future, maybe?
You know, when nature isn't trying to kill you, it's quite enjoyable.
I don't see how. I just don't see it. I don't think I've ever had a pleasant experience on the surface.
You know what? Maybe when we get back to the Citadel, you and I can see if we can get up to the Presidium or something and enjoy the gardens.
I've never been there. I don't like. Yeah, I've never been there.
Well, let's put it on our to-do list. I'll show you some nature that isn't trying to take your life.
That would be a nice change. Sounds good. Well, I guess I'll be useless then.
Well,
I'll go see if Jamal needs help with any projects.
my armor is still a bit dinged up. And you know what? Jamar's probably is as well. He was kind of in that mouth tornado for a while.
Oh
So.
shit, that's right. I should check in with the others. I'll do that. So yeah, do you want to hand me your armor then?
Well, I am still wearing it, so it'll take me a second to take it off.
Right. Mel turns around, faces the wall, and then snaps her fingers, and and does this, and the robot dog doot 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 doot,
It just shifts.
and sits and faces the wall.
And it doesn't really have a tail, but Vera, from what you can see, is it looks like there's almost a very subtle butt wiggle in the Robo Puppy.
Yep. Oh, and I did add I like one of those little like Astro type little pings, like just a little piece of metal that I curled and added a little ball to the end of it. So he does have a little tail.
You didn't say it, I didn't want to assume, but I'm like, I bet you she programmed him with some stuff.
She definitely programmed them to be doggy and has added features. He's got two little metal flaps on the side that look like
God.
ears.
Like when, and oh my god, I can imagine like if it's alerting you of something, the ears just go straight up and the tail's just got like the red ping coming from
Yep.
Nice.
So
She's
different. I love it.
slowly modifying him, and painting him, and making him look cool. So, it's a
All
process.
right. Well, definitely let us know over time too, like what you do just to add some fun flair to the RP and everything too.
So
you
far,
see-
like
you
really
see the
crappy
wiggle.
flappy ears and a little tail, little metal corkscrew tail with the ball on top.
I will take the opportunity to push the Varen the rest of the way off me, and I will get out of this armor, just put on a casual outfit. Work is done for the day. And come up behind Mel and just kind of tap her on the shoulder and hold out the armor.
You decent?
I'm always decent. I don't
Oh, it's-
understand.
It's it's a phrase, you know, like are you covered so your bits don't show? Is it
Which bit?
your bits, your lady bits?
Our biology is very different. I'm sorry.
Bits. All right. Well, anyway, yeah. Okay, I'll take your armor.
Thank
And
you.
it's heavy.
Yeah,
She
that's why
puts
I
it on top of
tripped.
her dog.
It's pretty heavy.
All right. Well, Sparky and I are out. Have a good rest of your evening.
I will. Thank you. If you need anything from me, I'll just be in here with Nihilus and Victus.
Sounds great. All right, Nihilus, Victus, good boys, and enjoy your treats.
They're not even
Bye.
paying attention to you. They're just playing in the corner, roughhousing with each other, not even noticing you.
No, they don't care. They don't.
They're still
Sparky,
young.
come. Yeah, the puppies, right?
As far as I know,
Hard to tell with Baron. They still look like I don't want them to be chewing on my arm. So
yeah,
Big enough.
that's yeah. I've gone through several bed sheets and side tables, and
yeah.
it's a thing.
Okay. Well, you know, you walked into this, so
I sure did.
this is your choice. You brought nature in here.
I did. Yes.
Yeah. I'm not cleaning up their poop again from the cargo hold, by the way. Not doing it.
Yeah. I'll
That's you.
you know what? Maybe I can pay Mercy to do it. Builds character, jobs like that, you know?
Yeah. The girls love poop. I don't know, actually.
Let me tell you a game my parents created for us called Pickup. Want to go play Pickup? Pick up the dog's poop? Yeah, no, it's a game, right? Let's jump on it.
At least they went through the effort of making it a game.
Yeah.
For me, it was just another thing on the list of chores.
Oh, trust me, it was
That's
still
fair.
a chore. Just pick up poop. Anyway. And
Alright.
it's at that point that as Mel, as you're leaving, you see Acelia starting to walk up towards Vera's room. Was the mission a success, Mel?
I mean, maybe. I think we got some information, and we probably, maybe, yes, definitely blew up the factory. So, I think the problem with the poison thing's done. So, we're alive, like Vera said. Anyone you walk away from. So, I'd say yes. How are things here?
Everything is well. Brockus was very upset me trying to drive the ship. He is very protective of a inanimate object.
He just gets intimidated by things that's smarter than him. So, he's afraid you're gonna drive a better. Jealous.
I probably could if he gave me the chance.
I know, right? I know you could. But don't tell him that. That's between us, and Vera, don't say anything. Well, I'll leave you to catching up. So, have a good one. Good night.
You as well. Lieutenant Vera, are you well? You look a bit shaken.
It's been a long day, but I'm fine, thank you.
Are you sure?
I will be.
Is there anything I can do?
No, I don't think there is. You've performed admirably. I'm sorry you didn't have the opportunity to carry out the tasks that I assigned you, but the ship was
yes,
in
I'm
good
afraid I
hands.
failed in that
No.
sense.
You didn't fail. I mean, if something had happened to Brockus, you were there to take the helm, and that's a success. So,
Technically, he yelled at me, and it was actually Mercy that would have taken over, according to him.
I thought we left her back on the Citadel. Did she sneak onto the
fuck,
ship?
That's right! I'm so sorry. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I
Still,
wouldn't
he did
put
tell
it
me
past
Mercy
her
would
to
take
sneak
over,
onto
though.
the ship.
He
Yeah.
did say Mercy would take over, though, still. Even though she wasn't here, he still said she would be the only one.
Yes, but you know, if something happened to him and he was disabled, he couldn't exactly stop you from flying the ship, could he?
Would you like me to subdue him next time?
No, don't disable Brockus, please.
I probably could. I am quite strong.
I don't doubt that. But, perhaps just follow the chain of command. That's all. And if Mercy
sense.
isn't on the ship, then she can't fly the ship. So that puts you up next in the chain.
That is good to know. I will keep that in mind for next time. Until then, what would you like me to do for now?
Well, I think we're kind of done with the pressing tasks for the day, so your time is yours. Find something to occupy that time. Find something you enjoy doing.
Right, I'll go to the training room and practice shooting.
I may join you later.
I would like that. She
So
gives
would
you a
I.
salute and turns around.
I respond in kind.
Okay. And, Athelia. What are you doing,
So we-
darling?
We docked with the Mako. She wanted to jump out and run up to one of the more main computers because she wanted to pull scans, as many scans as she can of the planet, of what's going on after the explosion and with the what's left of the facility, anything that would be she'd consider of value to send off to the Spectre.
Okay. I forgot, is that your specialty with the ship as a whole, or was that more communications?
Communications.
It was. Okay. So
Yeah.
go ahead and roll me an electronics to see if you can what kind of scans you can get.
19?
Better than your stealth woman. So you go ahead and you quickly scramble and you do the scans, and you are able to see the heat sensors of this massive explosion, and you notice it just starts to dissipate once it gets further and further out. And then as it clears, you run another scan of the system, and it looks like that, from what you can tell, there is nothing giving off a signal anymore in that area. You do remember from before when you did a scan initially that there was some sort of electrical current being released. There's silence now.
And just for an attempt, is there any way that I could take anything that might show signs of the toxicity level increased after the explosion? Like more got released from the system, or...
With that roll, you did get the information before that if, with that being gone, and even if it didn't explode, you were told that it would start to slowly dissipate over time. You don't know how much time that would be, especially since it's still covering 3/4 of the planet. But you do notice that the air is, or the atmosphere looks like it's slowly thinning, and you can only really notice this from reading the charts that you have pulled up. Visually, you can't tell. But you can see that the toxins are very slowly, the levels are starting to get lower.
If I can set the computer, just take scans that toxicity levels as we leave the planet, just as many as we can before we exit orbit.
Okay.
Just to kind of get a read over time.
Yeah, it has a pretty far reach until you guys. It technically would still take you about a day before you can get to the relay, so you would get probably most of the day of having those scans before the signal is just too far to do anymore. So you'd probably get a few hours out of it at least.
I want to schedule like an hour over the course of time to see if we can measure how much it's decreasing.
Okay.
And I'm going to program all of them to, when they send to me, they're also going to send to Vera, so she gets alerts of all of them.
Okay.
And I'm also sending all the scans over, because I know she writes up all the reports.
Yes. So
active scans that I took, and then setting up the 1 hour pings.
Okay. Are you going to sit there the whole time watching it, or just have it kind of program it, set up, and then walk away?
I'd like to program it. If I can, if I can't, then I'll sit there.
Give me electronics.
I will try.
It's totally possible. It's not the hardest thing to do, but let's see if you can do it.
It's not as good, so that's a 14.
That's still, it's a low DC because it's, if you can do it through your email, you can do it through here. So you go ahead and you're able to do a ping and run a scan every hour, and you can walk away.
The code probably looks like I used a hammer to push something square through a round hole, but it worked.
Probably.
It wasn't the most efficient, but it worked.
And you do notice when you finally get the ping that it can no longer read the scans once you've hit that final hour. You do notice there's not a huge significant amount of the decrease, but enough to know that it is decreasing. So you get a sense it'll probably take days for it to finally dissipate. But for now, it is slowly decreasing.
It's more.
But you also know that it took a month for it to get to this level, so it's probably going to take either that long, maybe shorter. You're not sure, but it's probably going to be a long process for it to get back.
Yeah. It's more to measure it so that we have something to hand over and people can do calculations.
Right. That's thinking with your noggin, girl. Give yourself inspiration. That was smart.
Okay.
I need to do that more for you guys. You guys come up with some smart ass shit, so I apologize. But no, that's really good thinking.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let the scientists deal with the scans, just more gathering data.
That's smart. Alright. Okay.
And then I'll probably drop by Vera's room just real fast to alert her she's going to be getting pings.
Okay.
It's just so you can include it in your Spectre report.
I appreciate it, thank you. The more information we have, the better.
I mean, I know she didn't tell us to take care of what was causing the toxicity, but we inadvertently did.
Well, one way or another, yes.
Hopefully it goes over well.
Yes, I am a little bit concerned about any information that may have been lost in the explosion, but we recovered some useful stuff.
Yeah, and I'm sure Jamar and Dreskar will have some information for us when they're done reading everything.
I'm sure they will. Hopefully... I thought about this as we were making our way out. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to delay us any more than necessary. Hopefully, the missing scientist wasn't there.
Oh. I feel like if he would, the toxicity would have gotten to him first. Or the monsters.
Yeah.
There was a lot of monsters.
Or, he was being held there against his will in a safe area so they could use him, because he was a toxologist specialist, right? That's
Yeah.
what we were told.
One of
So,
'em.
if there was somebody there using him, I imagine they would protect him from this atmosphere. So the thought crossed my mind as we were laying these explosives. But we were committed and we were being chased. I didn't want to plant that seed in anyone's mind.
I'm also hoping that the explosion took out any more of those weird creatures without the face.
Yeah.
Because those can't be native to this world. And I don't even want to imagine what they're going to do to the ecosystem if they're left there.
Couldn't be any worse than what the toxin in the atmosphere was doing.
I mean, at the worst, the Spectre can send someone in to scour the planet and take them out.
Yeah, now that the atmosphere is hopefully clearing, once it's
Yeah.
safe, they can, send a team in and comb the place.
Well, I really hope the scientist wasn't there. We should have found
Yeah,
that out
maybe
sooner.
don't mention that to anyone else.
I don't think I will. Don't need to have anyone else stress over what ifs.
Exactly.
You look like you're getting into some comfy clothes and relaxing, so...
I think we've all earned the night off.
Oh, I definitely think so. Well, if you want to stop by for drinks, I always have the bar open.
Good to know. I do still have 3 bottles actually, of brandy laying around. I may bring one over.
Sounds like a good time. And then I'm going to proceed to every other person on the ship and tell them the same thing. It's like, post mission drinks! We
When
made it
you
off the
get
toxic
to-
planet.
When you get to Jamar's room, you can hear Dreskar and Jamar in there, but the door is locked, and when you try, banging on them, they're just like, busy! And you
I
just
send them
You
a
bang on the
message.
door, and
I
they
just
just turn
sit
up the
there.
music.
We're sit there and be obnoxious for a bit.
And Jamar
Mel
starts
walked
just
up
about
music.
because that's where she was heading. What you doing?
The boys made a boys club and they're not letting anyone else in.
I was looking for you.
Oh, me?
So I gave up and came to look for Jamar and Draskar instead, but couldn't find Draskar, so I went towards Jamar's room and I find you banging on the door.
Yeah.
Your armor take any damage? I'm kind of collecting them right now to fix them.
Does it look like my armor took any damage? I didn't take any hits.
No, you didn't.
Are you still in your armor?
Yeah, she'd
Rita?
still be wearing it.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Why don't you go ahead and give me the spin?
Very slow
Because it's a
spit.
bodysuit, it's skin tight on her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You do notice that there is probably bit of damage, maybe just from the toxin, from just the long time exposure, but that's simple.
Mel pulls out her magnifying glass. Yeah.
Does it look damaged? Do you need
You
it
see
for repairs?
the 2mm speck right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that. It's that could, fracture a little bit in over in some of the joint area, so you're gonna have to take that off. You don't have to do it right now, but
I'm hoping
eventually.
the reaction is obvious to everyone. She's just gonna strip right there. And hand you the
And
armor.
you're the
She
only
doesn't
two
care.
around.
Mel,
So,
inner
Also just
Mel is
doesn't
like,
care.
all of a sudden
outside-
you see one of the
outer,
cams.
she's like- acting like she don't care.
You guys see one of the cams, the light just flicks off because Broncos is like, fuck this bullshit.
Oh no, don't stop.
I mean, I imagine she has undergarments.
You all have okay. You have a bodysuit, so I assume if it's not like an under layer, you've got undergarments on. Just like how I hope Vera, when she stripped, she had something underneath. Otherwise, that's just some metal chafing I don't
Yeah,
want.
nobody wants that chafing.
No.
Even
There's
with
padding and metal, but
these,
still.
even with like Turian dermal plates, you don't want that chafing.
No,
No.
you don't suits. So-
No.
That
Alright.
camera light turns back on. Drescar's at the terminal. And Jamar, check this out.
Oh God. Jamar just. I imagine Jamar does not care.
I'm going to yell back at the door, though. If you two don't show up for drinks, I will come find you later. Both of you. She's gonna turn around, stomp off. By the way, Mel, having a bit of an after mission party since that was the second planet that tried to kill us.
Down, yes. I'm just gonna set up in the Jamar's workshop. So I can
Which
do the
workshop?
repairs later. What's that?
It sounded a little.
I did not hear what you said.
Oh, she asked you which workshop because you stuttered, so she was seeing if you'd
Oh
stumble
yeah.
again.
Yeah, that in his workshop. So that because it's easier, there's more. Anyway, she's trying not to make eye contact with you. Drinks sound
Contact.
lovely. See ya.
I think I'll head back to my room to get it ready for people to come by because she leaves
Yep.
things a mess.
Yep.
For the
Oh, it
record,
still has a pile of a clock just sitting in one corner.
you do. Yeah, you never got that back together.
No.
For the record, you
I
all
will
have
let you
very minor, small amount of damage on your armor. It wasn't just I was feeding the fandom there. You all actually have very small, minimal amount of damage on your armor.
You know Mel was going to say she had damage whether she did or didn't.
Yeah.
There's a scratch. Sorry, it has to go. It's gonna. Yeah, Mel's just gonna take a moment at the door, watching Athelia walk down the hall.
By the
Touch
way,
turns the
just-
corner.
Just for a visual, she's wearing like cheeky panties.
Oh yeah.
Comfy.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Okay. She opens the door because she knows the code.
Said I'm sorry.
Why
and I'm
does
like, "Nope," she
everyone
said,
assume I
"Sorry."
locked the door?
But, sorry. Yeah.
Because the
Oh,
DM
okay,
said
so
you
it's
did.
open. I don't have to hack
Because
it.
no one attempted to open it. I was like, it's locked. No one tried.
Yeah, Mel just opens the door and walks in. Hey guys.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. All the armor.
Jabbar
Sparky
kind
stuff.
of raises one hand and waves over his shoulder.
When you guys get a chance, leave your armor with me. Everyone's got some bits that need to be fixed up. I'll work on it here later. Also, Athelia wants us all to go drink.
Can,
What are you
can
guys
it
up to?
wait till after we're done decrypting this mess?
Isn't that gonna take like a couple days?
Gestures vaguely at the entire screen next to him.
He's just like,
yes. Oh come on, you just a break. The information, we're not gonna be able to do anything with it anyway right away.
But we won't know unless we try.
Oh, no, you're not getting out of it this time. Okay, come drink with us. We may not be at the Citadel yet, but have at least one drink, and then you can go and do this, and then on the Citadel, we'll drink proper. Okay?
Fine.
That's a boy.
"Very bitter."
Jessica, are you coming?
Yeah.
Oh, just stop. Just stop. Should grab his hand. Just, it's fine. Drinks. Also, leave your armor. And Mel will, she points at the pile and will start heading back. Unless
Are
you're
you
gonna say
carrying
something.
all this, or do you have like one of those little
No.
hover dollies?
She had Sparky carrying Vera's armor, and then Athelia's armor, she put part of it on Sparky and held it herself and just walked through the door and then dumped it immediately.
Okay.
Um,
Sparky's
the-
not a huge dog, And that heavy armor is not doing well on this dog right now. So unless you want to drop it off, it's heavy armor.
did. I dropped it off.
Oh, you did. Okay. Okay.
So,
It's in
we're-
a pile in the workshop now.
Okay.
And I do
When-
see
when
that he
Mel-
took a little damage, and I realize I need to reinforce his suspension so he can handle more weight. I add it to my list of adjustments.
Okay. Because I'm like, you've seen these in game, right? They're not big. They're smaller than Varid.
Mel will fix this.
So that's fair.
Need to reinforce him with nanotubes.
Oh god.
When Mel tells Dressguard to leave his armor, he stands up and starts taking it off.
So this is just a thing everybody does. All right.
Unlike some people, I have clothes on under my armor because I don't want chafing.
Yeah, it's not good.
I
have one of
wear
those
leather
bodysuits
bodysuit, it's
too.
fine.
Your cheek is showing.
Little do you know he's got cheeky panties on too.
Yep. Cheeky bodysuit.
Are you kidding me?
Nah,
This guy
he's-
doesn't wear anything.
He only wears strings. Come on.
Oh god. Yeah, he probably has
Mel-
like a bodysuit underneath.
As Mel walks past, she's gonna slap Dresscar on the ass as he's undressing. Just because. Like, bro.
It's got a little bit of give, but otherwise firm.
Yeah. Slap. Alright, get your asses up there for drinks when you can.
Jamar, do you take off your armor at all?
Busy working. We'll get there eventually.
That's fair. Yep. That's what I
Mel's out the
expected.
door. I guess she'll head over to Athelia's is where we were gathering, right? Okay. She'll head over there.
And for the boys, it probably takes you about another hour before you're able to get, at least when you did those rolls and everything earlier, to get that much information out at that point.
Did you need another roll in there? I thought there was an electronics we still needed.
I did, and then Dresscar decided he was going to do it.
Fair.
So you were working on the console, and Dresscar was working on the datapad.
Fair.
Unless you want to double check his work, but he did take that.
Nope. I assume Dresscar knows what he's doing.
He's proven himself.
Yeah.
So at that point, about an hour later, you all get a ping on your Omni tools, basically getting the information that Jamar and Dresscar were able to get from the datapad and console.
Mel glances at it and goes, I'll read it later.
That's for tomorrow.
As a tomorrow Mel problem.
Yep.
Shot.
Shot.
Who all goes to Athelia's place?
We'll get there.
Okay.
I said she got the
Maybe.
ping. She's now giving you guys like a half hour before she's finding you.
Mhm.
Taking a sonic shower first.
But you did leave us an hour to get a head start.
Yep.
Vera, are
Yeah.
you with us yet?
Vera is not. She will ask Acelia to go join everyone else, and she will send one of those bottles of Tyrian brandy with Acelia, and just ask her to apologize to everyone on her behalf for not being there. But she is going to stay in her room, kind of turn the lights down a little bit, put on one of her favorite movies, Fleet and Flotilla, for those that are interested, and just have a night in.
She needs some me time.
Yeah, she's drank with us enough that I'm not upset with her. The other two boys haven't drank with us much.
I accept the brandy.
We
As
should put
peace
that up
offering.
there. Because that's only one she can drink, so might hurt your stomach a bit.
Vera
Mm.
was not feeling well and wanted some time for herself, but extends her apologies and hopes you can enjoy this.
You
Yeah.
put it on, and she'll point to a shelf that's like eye level for Celia, so she can It's eye level for Vera if she ever comes in. Just
Nice.
place it up there. We'll wait to
Celia,
share it when she
alright.
can stop by.
Yep. Wanna do that?
Do you
Sounds
take
like a
shots?
I did before when I went to that club with you. Would you like
That's
me
right.
to partake?
Did you feel
Only
anything?
if you
though?
want to.
I felt a little something, but I suppose the proper term would be tingle. A small tingle.
You're
That sounds wrong, but
amazing.
that's the best way I could describe it.
Means you must be blended with some sort of organic elements or sensors that can actually read and analyze the material that translates it as something that is supposed to provide a sort of. And she kind of rambles on a little bit more about like
Shots
what
and
her
pass them
theories
over.
are of what she's made out of and how she might have been created and
And
what
Celia doesn't
her
want to be rude
possible
and take the
sensors are.
shot, so she just keeps listening to Mel without wanting to take a shot, not wanting to be rude. Are you studying me?
Yes.
Do I need to take off my armor as well? From what I understand, that's what you were doing earlier.
Yes.
Do you need it now?
Yep, that's right.
Interesting. I don't understand, but alright.
No,
So
I'm
she
just
goes ahead
teasing
and
you.
she-
No. It's okay. It's okay. I was
Oh.
just joking. You're fine. I've already done scans of you, dear. I know what you look like.
I feel like
It's
I
very
should be violated from the scans, but there was no harm in it. You are a companion.
Yeah, it was when we were trying to see if you were gonna, kill us in our sleep.
Oh yes, our earlier moments. That is
Yeah.
correct.
So I was just teasing you there.
I'm afraid I still don't understand the concept of teasing quite yet.
It's all right. It is something you'll have to kind of. It's one of those things you need like a lot of data on, and then you have to kind of analyze the data and recall things, and then realize in this situation when someone says something like this, it's meant to be humorous. So it takes a while to figure out, and it's different
only-
depending on the different cultures.
Yes, and I only know of Lieutenant Vera's humor.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That is.
It's
Is
very
it?
unique humor.
She's
It's
just,
the only one I've experienced, so I suppose.
Well, I'm just not going to touch on that any further, as it will likely result in not good things for me. So, another shot. Yep, that's a good idea. Boys, where are you? She says on the Omni tool.
So it's just like, okay, it just takes the shot.
I'm dying up here.
So you guys are going ahead and you're taking some shots. Vera's doing some like a night in, just kind of relaxing, and the Varen are a little roughhoused at first, but they eventually settle down and just kind of curl up onto the side. And unless you guys want to do something else specific, we can go ahead and fast forward to what you guys want to do over your 5-day trek back to the Citadel.
For Mel, she just hangs out unless the boys want to do something like a game or something. Mel probably would pull a board game of some kind out of Sparky that she's recreated and painted onto something in the engine room and created her own little pieces for, and we'll like see if anyone would like to partake in that game with her.
Thank God, because Solitaire was the only game it had. Virtual
So
Solitaire.
she pulls out a strategy game, thinking that the boys would like something that was a little more intellectual.
It's up to the boys if they're intrigued.
I know they're both being stupid quiet right now. It makes me feel like I gotta fill the silence, so I'm just gonna shut up and see if they say something.
No, you gotta keep going.
Shut up! Rude.
For me, Dreskar will continue to do the training sessions with whoever wants to in the mornings, and then
Oh,
in
you
the
are going too fast. ahead. We were talking about this night. What would the boys do? You're not allowed to move on until we get answers,
Well,
sir.
not gonna wait until you come to a party.
What the hell?
Or until you don't come to the party and
I
suffer
did
the consequences.
I did say unless something else was going on, we can fast forward. And Mel was like, "This shit's happening tonight. What's going on tonight?"
Then did you go there? Did you drink? Did you play the board game?
These two are gonna be the most aggressive. We all thought Brockus was like abrasive and everything. No, these two are like aggressive. For
Tell me,
downtime.
Shadow. Tell me everything.
I go to the party?
Yay! I don't have to hunt you down.
That's improvement.
Which would probably
Um,
be an intense game of hide and seek.
Oh god.
What?
They're drunk. They don't know.
You guys are lame. Not want to play with me right now.
He will actually drink a little bit more than he usually does.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna pull a little bit of club music.
This
You guys
scene's
can't
gonna be
hear it,
over in 2 seconds. Zoro.
Well,
Okay,
I'm
so
up
you
to
drink. Answer the other question. Do you accept my offer of board game?
A board game? Sure. Take
Finally.
you up a board game.
How hard is this? Jamar.
It's
Jamar.
really, really difficult, don't.
So we just gonna find out Jamar came.
Jamar, did you go to the party?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And Jamar is going to do his best multitasking of A, sipping on whatever drink was provided, B, paying attention and talking, C, they're working on something on his Omni tool that's linked to the computer down at the other part of the ship.
Seeing him on his Omni tool, I'm gonna make him one of those drinks that just you combine all the alcohol.
Yeah. Adios, motherfucker.
Oh fuck! No, at least that's good. This
Sipping,
sounds like
sipping.
what's it called? Suicide or hurricane, whatever
Yeah.
it's called. When you go to the
Yeah.
slushy machine, you do every single one, but alcohol.
We
That
did.
can't
I
be
did
good.
I mean,
let Athelia know that I made him promise to one drink, but we didn't verify what that drink had to be.
she's not gonna overdose. She doesn't want to kill him with alcohol.
Yeah.
She's
And
Of course,
full
this
different
is
types of
a
alcohol.
yeah.
nursing
It's
the
alright,
one
he'll be
drink.
sober in half an hour.
It's
So
nursing
it'll be
one
double.
drink over the course of the entire time.
Yeah,
Well,
you're one
that's
of
fine
those.
because I put a bunch of alcohol in it.
Just straight up alcohol.
Got a
Because
splash
you're
of a-
nursing the drink, you don't have to make any rolls, but just for fun, let's have the other three make some Constitution saving throws.
Drunk people rules.
Yeah,
we
we
get
do
like
all
our
the
wasted
time.
this time.
this is like the most common roll I feel like I have you guys do. Make a Constitution saving throw for drinking.
Yeah, if we had our
How
own
many are
like
we
big roll
making?
stats, like bold roll stats. How many times they roll
Well,
for drink?
That's a good question. How late are you guys staying up? And that'll determine how many you guys actually.
Oh,
I'm leaving that up to the people who came.
We'll do two.
I mean,
it was a long night, so probably not too late, I imagine, because it's been a long day.
that's the best
So-
part. Jamar doesn't sleep a lot, so I'm just comfortably sitting on whatever I can sit on,
Yep.
talking, light work, and enjoying a drink.
Doing what Solarians do. All right.
Yep.
So
It's like, oh, we're having fun, so light work. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fun for you. That's fun. It's having fun.
He made the appearance. That's all I asked from him. I didn't say he couldn't bring work.
That's true. And he did what he promised. He is having his one drink again because he's nursing this drink. He will not have to make any saves despite the amount of alcohol because it's over the course of hours.
Yeah.
So everyone else make 2 Constitution saving throws then. We'll just cap it at 2. I gotta roll
So
for Celia.
I got a 9 and an 8.
Oh shit! Jessica, drunk.
Okay. What did Mel get?
Mel got a 18 and a natural 20. She's doing
Oh.
really good tonight.
Damn. Okay.
I would
and
say that
Athelia.
Mel, even though she was drinking a lot, she was sobering up because she was launching into really like deep conversations with Jamar and with Celia about like what it is to be alive and like and just like discussing analysis about with Jamar about like what Acelia might be made out of and about her theory about the sensors and like going into so she's really like engaged and it's keeping her
Yep.
like there.
Explaining her game to Dress Car. Just.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, going over she loves this game and she's like really getting into it. All those things. She's on her shit today.
So worst case scenario, you had a buzz, but you're having too much fun talking about these theories and nerd stuff, and it's just like you sober up. What about Thelia?
One of us has to stay sober. That would be a 10 and a 9.
Okay,
I'm
so
going to start in the drunk camp.
yeah, so weirdly enough, Mel is pretty much the sober one aside from Jamar. The other two, you are pretty drunk. You're not like completely slosh drunk. You're not like white girl wasted drunk, but you're drunk. Acelia is not drunk.
Yeah.
But you can tell that her eyes like narrow every once in a while, just kind of looking at everyone. And just kind of blink.
Which I'm sure launches another Jamar and Mel conversation.
Oh, see, look at that. See that reaction there.
So funny.
Does
Okay.
she actually
Dress card from
blink?
across the room. That's judgment right there. That's judgment.
So you haven't been around Celia enough. That's not judgment. That's not judgment. Her judgy face is a lot like Vera's judgy face.
Yeah, it is different. You can see the subtle differences there. That's more her like reaction to the stimulus of the this and the alcohol and blah blah blah.
What was that,
Crazy.
Jamar?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I said nothing.
Jamar's just recording this whole thing, taking down data.
He's like blackmail for later.
Yeah, pretty much. So you guys have fun with your party. Jamar enjoying himself because he's also working at the same time. After a while, Acelia does thank you for having her and retires to her quarters, which I actually never asked. Did you give her her own room, or is she bunking with you, Vera?
She's bunking with me for now. At any point, she's free to ask for her own room, but
Okay.
we'll get there.
You do have a queen-size bed, but she could put a cot in there. Is she sleeping on the same bed as you, or is she doing the cot setup?
Her choice.
It's okay. Knowing hurts the cot setup. So, it's comfy. It's sophisticated cots. So as you guys start to wind down, pass out, or ramble on to Jamar, who's still very much wide awake because Solarian, this is actually where we're going to go ahead and end this session. We're ending just a little early, mainly because I have a massive headache that has not gone away. Plus, there's a couple things I want to do, but I want Brockus to kind of be involved. We'll find out if he's here next week, and I'll make those adjustments. But for now, we'll just kind of pretend he'll be here next week for now. So, yes, so thanks for hanging out with us, guys. This was a really fun episode. I love the RPing in this. It's so funny to me. But this is not the only show that we have. Every Mondays we do have our Mass Effect Horizon show where I guide the Mimsy 6 through space, where they do badass shit. And then we have our Destiny Forge Campaign 3, which is every Tuesday, where Rojan walks us through a more horror, D&D style campaign. And then we have our 2 alternating Saturday games. We have Wayward Wanderers, which is our Pathfinder 2 Extinction Curse campaign that Azrin runs them through. And then we have the alternate Saturday show, which is Withered Wastes. That is a post-apocalyptic style wasteland game that Rojan runs us through. And then, of course, we have our once a month, every Saturday, or the first Saturday of every month, our Behold Lore show, where me, HB Fox, and Rojan get together and talk about our homebrew stuff and have a occasional guest on our show. We have ideas of what we're going to do for the next one. Nothing official as of yet, so just keep an eye out on our Discords for what next month's topic is going to be about. Last but not least, we do have a very special Chimera Collective little mini one-shot that we have going on. It is starting this Friday. Yes, Friday. Starting this Friday, where the crew is coming back, and we're doing Tomb of the Cursed, which is a Valentine's-themed story. But if anyone has seen any of our Chimera Collective games before this, they're very dark. So this is not a dating sim. And if it is, it's gonna go horribly wrong. So
It could
tune
do
in for that. And Kiara will run us through that. There is a chance. So this is gonna be a 1 or 2-parter depending on what we do. So there is a chance next Friday we're gonna have the other one.
Sure,
So
at
depending
least
on what
2.
happens this weekend. Yeah. Also depending on what happens this weekend, we may have back to back. It may be on Saturday. Tentative. We'll pull it out there. Otherwise, Friday officially. So we will see you guys then. Until then, we'll see you guys back here next Monday for some more adventures of Mass Effect. Till then, we'll see you guys around.
Forever